When you feel it's maximum tight, that's it.
Hello and welcome back to Life as Usual on yet another video. On today's episode, we are going to continue working on the rear parking brakes. But today, we're going to be working on the parking brakes and lining adjustment to make sure that it's adjusted correctly. And of course, when you put the handbrake up, it will stop the car and hold the car from sliding away from you. You do this every time you change your parking brakes, or if you need to access what's behind the parking brake, or maybe you change the brake disc and you had to change the parking brake in the process, or you messed around with the parking brake. Basically, every time you mess around with the parking brake, you need to do the following, okay? So with that in mind, let's get started and I'll show you how to do it. It's going to be really easy steps. Now, just to let you know, there's another step that you can do, which is called parking brake bedding in. I will do it in a different video, but you only need to do that if you are replacing the parking brakes or the rear discs. Let's do it. The first thing we need to do is to actually make sure that the parking brake does actually work. Then, after making sure of that, we need to release the handbrake and turning the car off, okay? So, let's do that first. I'm going to turn, not the car on, just the ignition on, like so, okay? Then, I'm going to make sure this is released by pressing on the brakes and releasing. Okay, this is released. I can hear it working. Now it's fully released, okay? And I'm going to turn off the car. Now we go outside and continue the work outside. Next, we need to raise the wheel and put it on jack stands like we showed you in the previous videos. Then we remove the tires again like we showed you in the previous videos. If you haven't, we're going to leave the link or a card here somewhere around the video for you to take a look at it. Next, we need to locate the access plug, and then we are going to remove it, like so. And we are going to put it in a safe place on a side. Next, we need to rotate the disc so we can find the brake shoe adjuster, okay, which is usually located at the end here at the bottom. So about here. And let's locate it. You can use a flashlight like that. So this is how the adjuster looks like. This is what we're looking at, this wheel here. Now that we have located the adjuster, we have to adjust it and make it as tight as possibly we can, which I believe is raising up. We have to do this for each wheel individually, okay? So we work on one wheel at a time. Okay, that's almost maximum. So that's maximum tight, and I can confirm it, but to see, if I bring something like this and I try to turn it, see if it turns, it does not turn. And when it doesn't turn, then we'll go back inside the car. Next, we have to turn the ignition on, not the car on, just the ignition on, and apply and release the handbrake multiple times. And then we apply, release, apply, release, apply, release. And that should be enough. You can hear it working outside. And lastly, release, okay? And turn off the car. Next, we check the brake disc to see if it will rotate or not. If it doesn't rotate, then that's perfect. If it does rotate, then we need to readjust it and make it tighter. No, it doesn't move. Okay, if it doesn't move, that means we don't need to readjust it. Then we're okay with this side, and then after that, we need to move on onto the other wheel. But before we do so, there's one more thing we have to do on this one. Now that this is basically applied on this position, we have to rotate it backwards, i.e. remove the brakes, and so we can rotate basically, remove the parking brake 8 times, okay? So we need to rotate it backwards 8 times, okay? So we were doing this way before, now we're going to do down 8 times. 8 clicks actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is 8 times. Now we should be able to move the disc. So it's rotating fine. So now we are on the next wheel. We are going to rotate it and remove the plug, which I have already done so, to locate the adjuster. And once you locate the adjuster, exactly like what we did on the other side, we need to tighten it to maximum. It doesn't matter how many clicks, just make sure it's tight to maximum. Till you feel resistance and it's no longer going up. Which I think that did it. Let's test it. No, still moves. So we just adjust more. And you can use a flashlight to make sure to find the adjuster. So this is how the adjuster looks like. This is what we're looking at, this wheel here. So with this one, I noticed it's the other way around. So down is to tighten it and up is to loosen it. So I had to pull it all the way down, okay? And once I did that, I'm gonna check now. It's no longer moving. And now we are going to repeat the same step, which is we turn the ignition on, not the car, turn the ignition on, and apply and release the handbrake multiple times and leave it in the release position. So we turn it on, apply, release, apply, release, apply, release, okay? Till the handbrake, this is when I apply, it will show the sign, and when you release, make sure that this sign is removed. And of course, we turn off the car at this stage, okay? The reason why we do that is so the brake pad can centralize basically, because maybe one of them is this way or maybe the other, but now they are equal. So that's why we do this process. Let's go outside now and check if the disc rotates or not. If it does rotate, then we need to adjust it again to like make it more tight. If it doesn't turn, then we need to do a different step, which I will show you. Now we're going to check if the brake disc is moving or not by trying to rotate it. It's not moving. Perfect. So it's all good. And since it's not moving, then what we're going to do, Alex?
We're going to adjust, we're going to put the screwdriver inside the brake shoe adjuster and rotate 8 clicks. Rotate it 8 clicks,
exactly.
Upwards this time?
Yes, upwards. Yeah.
Wow.
So, okay, so now that we have checked that the rear disc brake is not moving, we're going to have to put the screwdriver inside and rotate it to release it 8 times. Yeah, 8 clicks. Not 8 rotation, is 8 clicks.
8 clicks.
Yeah. So before we did up, right, to tighten was up. Yeah, it was up.
Yeah.
No, it was down.
It was down for this wheel.
Yeah, it was down for this wheel. Okay, now we need to up 8 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 times. And now, because for us we had to replace the rear parking brake shoes, we have to not only just to adjust it, the next step for us would be to do the bedding in. The bedding in, we're going to do it in the next video, but for now, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining to you and informative at the same time. And with that in mind, we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.